There wasn't a single bogey-free round on Thursday and Friday. Just tells you how tough that course is as we welcome in CBS Sports golf analyst Mark Immelman and Doug Bell, who join us from Kiowa Island. Five-time major champ Phil Mickelson tied for first with former Open champ Louis Oosthuizen, the 50-year-old looking to become the first golfer to win a major in his 50s. And Doug, you thought Mickelson would miss the cut. You meant to say that he'd be tied for the lead after 2 rounds, right?
Hakeem, thanks for bringing that up. That was my bold prediction last night. I actually walked with Phil for 9 holes today, the last 9 holes, when he got red hot there, and that birdie on 9, his last hole, the crowd went crazy. I went crazy. I was glad to see it. He represents a lot of people who are in their 50s, if you know what I'm talking about. And, you know, the last time we had a guy lead a major championship at 50 after 36 holes was Fred Couples back in 2012 at the Masters, Mark. So this really is an amazing story. A guy who's had really a lackluster year came into this week missing 6 cuts out of 14 events, 168th in FedEx Cup points. He was outside 200 in accuracy off the tee, outside 100 in putting, and somehow, Mark, he captures lightning in a bottle. I hope he can keep it going, but he said it best afterwards. He said, I'm happy about today, but I'll be happier if I'm in the lead after tomorrow.
Doug, you said it, and I think the key to what Phil Mickelson was doing, Hakeem, is those bombs he was talking about. Well, those bombs are finding the target off the tee, and he's putting the ball in play off the tee. He's got a beefed up 2-wood, I would call it, a 10-degree driver that's been weakened, and that's allowing him to put the ball in play. Has driven the ball very well, and if you're in the fairway here, you can play offense. He struck the irons well, and then one of the keys is you're going to have to make putts to keep rounds alive. He did that, and then with that exclamation point you talk about on the 9th, that was just huge. And for Mickelson, if he continues to put the ball in play off the tee, his focus is dialed in. He talked about improving the focus. He looks charged up, he looks ready, he looks focused, and if he's playing from the fairway, watch out.
Indeed, watch out. 2-time PGA champ Brooks Koepka 1 shot back. He knocked down a 41-foot putt for eagle on 7, then another on 11. Doug, you walked with Koepka. What does it say about him battling knee pain to be in this position?
Well, right now he's not feeling any pain, and he's not limping. You know, last week at the AT&T in Byron Nelson, where he missed the cut, by the way, and finished last in putting for 36 holes, he was having trouble just getting down in the catcher's crouch. In fact, he couldn't do it the last day, so I was worried about him heading into this PGA Championship, but it's amazing what a major does to get the adrenaline flowing. You know, his instructor, Pete Cowan, is here on site helping a lot of players, but just a moment ago, he was on the putting green with Brooks Koepka, and Mark, you're a renowned instructor. Pete Cowan, the old crusty one, was out there with Koepka. I think he likes what he sees.
He absolutely likes what he sees, and I like what I'm seeing too, because the key to winning these major championships, it's a mentality. We talked about this last night, and in difficult conditions today, Brooks just seemed to thrive. He looked like he was up for the battle. He played every shot with intent. The focus was there, and he struck his irons beautifully. The golf swing looks unencumbered. He looks healthy, he looks strong. My only concern right now is where they were working. He's going to need to find a way to rattle more putts into the cup to give himself a chance. But one thing about Brooks, he's that vision, he's that image in the rear view that looms large, and everyone in front of him knows he's around.
Brooks Koepka trying to win his 3rd PGA Championship in the last 4 years. Another monster storyline. World #1 Dustin Johnson misses the cut. Also missed the cut at the Masters, and he's not the only top player to miss the cut at Kiowa Island. World #2 Justin Thomas. #4 Xander Schauffele also not playing the weekend. DJ is the first world #1 to miss the cut at the first 2 majors in a year since Greg Norman back in 1997. Mark, how do you explain Dustin Johnson missing back-to-back cuts at a major?
Well, I think this one you can write off as a little bit of an aberration, to be honest, because of the conditions. You could get on the wrong side of the 8-ball very quickly just with one errant tee shot, and all of a sudden that costs you. The thing with Dustin, though, is he was fiddling around, changed shafts in his putters this week, had a new driver shaft in the driver too, so he was searching for something. Let's remember he didn't play last week in Dallas, so he came in here, should have been rested, but just never really had it. And on a tough golf course, if you're struggling, it can expose you quickly. But Doug, I'm not concerned about DJ. He's got that mentality. He'll probably bounce back the next time he plays.
You know, he's not a very introspective guy, and so we really don't know what kind of pressure he put on himself. He is a South Carolina native. I know this was a big week for him. It meant a lot. Family and friends were here. Unfortunately, didn't play well. And sometimes, as Mark said, you get the bad draw. And yesterday in the wind, put himself in a tough spot. And then today came out swinging for the fences, knowing that he had to go low, but just couldn't get it done. So the tee shots put him in some tough spots, and he never, ever got out of the hole that he was dug in after round one.
All right, well, DJ, I look to bounce back. Meantime, 4 major champs at the top of the leaderboard going into the weekend. Mark, who's the player you'll be watching for on moving day?
The guy I'm watching is the reigning Masters champion, who just a few minutes ago was still on the putting green here behind us, grinding just like he did en route to that victory in Augusta, Georgia a little while ago. Hideki Matsuyama's swinging great. He's driving the ball in play. The iron game is there. And I feel like he's playing with house money because he's got that major now. And the monkey is off the back, if you will. And he just looks like he's okay with things. And he's sort of accepted his place in the game. And he just looks very free. He came in here not having played his first tournament while he played last week. And was sort of a little rusty, I would say. But right now he's looking free. The game is there. And he knows how to win these things. So I'm looking for Matsuyama.
And how exciting is it to have Phil Mickelson in the final group? CBS is excited. The 50-year-old, you know, it was 1991 that he won for the first time on the PGA Tour as an amateur in Tucson. Can he do it now as a 50-year-old, 30 years later? The oldest major champion is old Julius Boros, who won the PGA Championship in 1968. Phil's trying to do something that no golfer has ever done, won a major as a 50-year-old. I'll be watching him on Saturday.
Yeah, give it up for the old guy. Give it up for Phil Mickelson. I love it. All right, let's get your pick to win the PGA Championship. Mark, who's hoisting the Wanamaker Trophy?
I'm going with a homeboy myself. I think Louis Oosthuizen pulls it off. He's won his major championship, the Open, at the Old Course in difficult conditions too. He's putting great. In fact, he's been leading the PGA Tour on the greens this year. And when I was a young man, a really respected professional said to me, when it's breezy, you must swing easy. And Louis swings the club so easy, he doesn't get flustered. He grew up playing a course very similar to this in South Africa, so I feel like Doug's stars are aligning a little bit for Louis on the weekend.
So you're going with the guy who swings easy. I'm going with the guy who has never swung easy, and he's swinging out of his shoes. Bryson DeChambeau, 1 under going into Saturday on moving day. I think he will make a big move. You know, the key with Bryson, he salvaged his round on Thursday. He had 4 consecutive bogeys on that opening 9, then somehow wound up at level par. So I think that saved the tournament. He came back solid on Friday in tough conditions, and I think Saturday, Bryson will make a big-time move and eventually win his 2nd major championship.
I like the prediction. And look, if Louis Oosthuizen is not there, Phil Mickelson is not there, Doug, I am rooting for a Bryson and Brooks final pairing. I know you are too, because the beef between those two guys, oh, that would be appointment television at its finest. The PGA Championship already is, but my goodness, if it was Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau in the final pairing, man, that would be an absolute treat. Doug Bell, Mark Immelman joining us here on CBS Sports HQ, covering the PGA Championship for us there at the Ocean Course in Kiowa Island. And you want 3rd and 4th round coverage, of course you do. You can watch on CBS beginning 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday and Sunday. You can also watch on the CBS Sports app, CBSSports.com, and streaming live on Paramount+. We'll have post-round analysis right here on CBS Sports HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.